Could the glass
That
of water
harmless
beside your
glass
bed
may
be
be
training your
waking
bladder to wake you before morning even arrives? And what if the real mistake began hours earlier, when your kidneys were still following yesterday's hidden rhythm? I am Dr. Thomas
The real
Bennett,
mistake
a
may have
urologist
started
who studies
hours
nighttime
before
urination
bedtime.
in older adults. I will explain this in plain English.
Your
No
bladder
embarrassment here.
does not work
You will learn
alone.
the rhythm, the cutoff, and the missed clue. It feels harmless. That is why it matters. Stay with me,
Many people
because a
drink
simple
less
10-second
and
tip
still
near the
wake up.
end may surprise you. Welcome, and thank you for being here. Waking up at night is common after 60, but it
Avoiding
deserves
water
attention.
too aggressively
Let's slow
can
down.
backfire.
Many people are told one simple
No
answer:
embarrassment here.
stop
And
drinking
this is
water
a
before
body
bed.
rhythm problem.
That advice sounds logical, but in my clinic it is often
The
incomplete.
problem is
Some
often
older
the
adults
whole
drink
daily
less at
pattern.
night and still wake at 1, 3, or 5, 0 inches the morning. Others avoid water so
It feels
aggressively
harmless,
that they wake
and
thirsty,
that is why it matters.
dry-mouthed, dizzy, or worried about dehydration. The problem is not always the last sip, it is often the whole daily pattern. Your bladder does not work
Your
alone.
body
It listens
has
to
a
your
Dale
kidneys,
water
your blood
schedule.
pressure, your salt intake, your sleep hormones, your legs, and even how much fluid you ignored earlier in the
last
day.
sip
When
is
those
not
signals are
always the
poorly
real
timed,
cause.
the body may send urine into the night, exactly when
Joe,
you need deep sleep
the last
most.
sip
That is
is
the
not
trap. A
always
person
the
may
real
drink very
cause.
little during the morning, sip coffee, eat salty foods, stay seated for hours, and then suddenly try to catch up after dinner. The bladder feels blamed, but the bladder may be receiving late instructions from the rest of the body. By bedtime, the kidneys may be
Joe,
handling fluid
the
that should have
last
been
sip
spread across the
is
day.
not always
Then the lights
real
go off, the
cause.
body lies flat, and urine production becomes harder to ignore. This is why nighttime urination feels so frustrating. You may think, I barely drank anything, yet the bathroom trip still happens. You may wonder whether your bladder
Joe,
is weak,
the
your
last
prostate is
sip
enlarged,
is not
your kidneys are
always the real
failing,
cause.
or your diabetes is involved. Those questions are important. A doctor should evaluate frequent urination, burning, blood in the urine, swelling, sudden changes, or new nighttime symptoms. But many older adults also need a clearer explanation of timing. The body has a daily water schedule. During the day, kidneys filter blood, remove waste, and balance salt and fluid. At night, the body normally tries to reduce urine production so sleep can continue. One hormone, called vasopressin, helps tell the kidneys to conserve water during sleep. As people age, this rhythm can become less steady. Add late water, evening tea, salty dinner, alcohol, certain medicines, swollen legs, or high blood sugar, and the nighttime signal becomes even louder. So the answer is not simply never drink before bed. That is too crude. The better question is this: how do you hydrate early enough that your body does not demand a catch-up session at night? How do you keep the mouth comfortable without flooding the bladder? And how do you recognize when the problem is not the water glass at all, but salt, leg fluid, sleep disruption, blood sugar, or medication timing? This matters especially after 60 because the margin for error becomes smaller. Sleep becomes lighter. The bladder becomes more sensitive. The kidneys may not concentrate urine as strongly as they once did. Many people also take blood pressure medicines, water pills, diabetes medicines, pain relievers, or heart medications that change fluid handling. A harmless habit at 40 can become a repeated sleep interruption at 70. And repeated waking is not just annoying. It changes the next day. Poor sleep can leave you foggy, weaker on your feet, more irritable, and less steady when walking to the bathroom in the dark. For older adults, that midnight walk carries real risk. Falls, fatigue, and anxiety around sleep can grow from something that started as a small hydration mistake. That is why I want you to stop treating this as a private nuisance and start seeing it as a body rhythm problem that can be understood. In this video, I will walk you through the urologist's way to think about bedtime water. We will look at why drinking more in the evening can backfire, how daytime hydration can calm the night, what salt does to your kidneys after dinner, and why fluid stored in the legs can return to the bloodstream when you lie down. Then near the end, I will share the 10-second habit many older adults overlook because it does not look like a bladder tip at all. Number 3, the mistake is not always drinking water before bed. It is drinking too much, too close to the moment your kidneys are trying to slow down. Many people blame the bladder first. They think, my bladder is weak, or I am getting old, or something must be wrong because I wake up again and again. Sometimes a medical condition is involved, and I will explain that clearly. But often, the first problem is timing. Your kidneys are not passive filters. They follow a daily rhythm. During the day, your body expects movement, meals, blood pressure changes, and regular fluid intake. Your kidneys work steadily to balance water, salt, and waste. At night, your body tries to shift into a quieter mode so your bladder does not keep filling while you sleep. That nighttime slowing signal is partly controlled by vasopressin, also called antidiuretic hormone. In plain English, this is the signal that tells your kidneys to slow down urine production while you sleep. After 60, that rhythm is less forgiving. If you drink a large glass of water, tea, juice, milk, or herbal drink in the last hour before bed, your kidneys still have to process that fluid. They do not simply ignore it because you are tired. The fluid enters your bloodstream, reaches the kidneys, and eventually adds pressure to the bladder. Then the bladder wakes you up. This is not weakness. This is biology. A common pattern looks like this. An older adult drinks very little through the morning, has coffee, stays busy, forgets water, then feels thirsty after dinner. By 9 o'clock, they take 2 large glasses because they are trying to be healthy. Then they wake at midnight, again at 2, and again at 4. The problem was not water itself. The problem was the flood arriving too late. The goal is not dehydration. The goal is smarter hydration. Tonight, count back about 2.5 hours from your usual bedtime. If you sleep at 10:30, make 8 o'clock your final real fluid window. After that, keep drinks small, just enough for comfort, dry mouth, or medicine instructions. This does not mean ignoring thirst. It means avoiding a large fluid load when your kidneys should be slowing down. Also watch the type of drink. Evening tea, juice, soda, alcohol, and large bowls of soup add more fluid than people realize. Caffeinated drinks also irritate the bladder in some people, and alcohol disrupts sleep rhythm while increasing urine production. So the first step is simple. Set a fluid cutoff, protect the final 2 to 3 hours, and keep the last drink small. But timing before bed is only the first layer. What you do earlier in the day often matters even more. Number 2, many seniors do not drink too much water. They drink too little early, then too much late. This is one of the most common mistakes I see in real life. People with nighttime urination often react by drinking less water all day. They think that less water means fewer bathroom trips. But that strategy backfires when the body becomes dry, thirsty, constipated, lightheaded, or more likely to drink heavily in the evening. After 60, the thirst signal is often weaker. Some older adults do not feel thirsty early, even when the body needs fluid. They wake up, take coffee, eat toast, take medicines, and start the day with almost no plain water. Then the catch-up begins. By afternoon, the mouth feels dry, the urine looks darker, energy drops, constipation gets worse. The person finally starts drinking more, but now the clock is moving toward evening. That late catch-up pushes fluid into the exact hours when the kidneys should be preparing for sleep. Your kidneys need a schedule, not a flood of water at night. Think about a patient who wakes up 4 times a night and believes the bladder is failing. When we review the day, the pattern becomes clear. There is coffee at 7, very little water before noon, maybe a small drink with lunch, then several glasses after dinner. That is not balanced hydration. That is delayed hydration. The bladder only sees the final result. It fills at night, and the person assumes the bladder is the entire problem. Your morning matters. A better pattern starts soon after waking. Before coffee, take a small glass of water, unless your doctor has restricted fluids because of heart failure, kidney disease, or another medical condition. Then drink steadily through the morning, especially before noon. After lunch, taper gently. By early evening, shift to small sips instead of full glasses. This gives your kidneys time to process fluid while you are upright, moving, and awake. This rhythm also protects the body in other ways. Better daytime hydration supports bowel movements, blood pressure stability, medication comfort, and clearer urine color. For many older adults, it also prevents the evening thirst that leads to overdrinking close to bed. Do not turn this into a punishment. You are not trying to hold back water all day. You are simply moving more of your fluid into the hours when your body handles it better. Here is a practical pattern. Take water before coffee. Drink again mid-morning. Have water with lunch. Then reduce the size of drinks after mid-afternoon, especially if nighttime urination is a regular problem. If you take water pills, blood pressure medicines, or prostate medicines, do not change them on your own. Ask your doctor or pharmacist whether the timing affects your nighttime urination. Some medicines are designed to move fluid, and taking them late creates predictable night trips. Track the pattern for 1 week. Write down bedtime, last large drink, evening tea or alcohol, and the number of bathroom trips. This simple record gives your doctor better information than memory alone. How many adults over 60 blame their bladder at midnight when the real mistake may have started early in the morning with too little water before noon and too much catching up at night? Comment early right now and let that one word remind you for the long run. Your kidneys need a daytime schedule, not a late evening flood. And tell me this in the comments so I can answer you with more detailed doctor-level guidance. What is your biggest nighttime pattern? Drinking late evening tea, waking with dry mouth, swollen ankles, prostate concerns, or waking up even when you barely drink at night? But now we come to the part most people never connect to the bladder at all. Number 1. The most surprising cause of nighttime urination does not always start in your bladder. It starts in your legs. This is the doctor-level piece many people miss. During the day, fluid can collect in the legs and ankles. This happens more often with long sitting, high sodium intake, poor circulation, vein changes, certain medications, heart strain, and the natural aging of blood vessels. The person sees sock marks, ankle puffiness, or heavier legs by evening, but they do not connect that swelling to waking up at night. Then they lie down. When the legs become level with the heart, some of that pooled fluid returns to the bloodstream. The kidneys receive more circulating fluid. Then the kidneys do what they are designed to do. They filter the extra fluid and turn it into urine. That is why your bladder is not always the only problem. A person can stop drinking at 8 o'clock and still wake up at midnight because the fluid was not coming from a cup. It was coming from the legs. This is why some people say, "Doctor, I barely drink anything at night, but I still keep urinating." They are telling the truth. The fluid entered the bladder after they lay down, not after they drank. Salt makes this worse. Sodium pulls water into the body and helps it stay there. A salty dinner, canned soup, deli meat, chips, frozen meals, restaurant food, or processed sauces can increase fluid retention. Then the legs hold more fluid by evening, and the kidneys process more fluid after bedtime. This is why the evening meal matters. If the ankles are swollen by night, late water is not the only question. The better question is, where did my body store fluid today? If the answer is the lower legs, then the plan must include circulation, sodium control, and leg elevation. Picture an older man who wakes 5 times each night. He stops drinking after dinner but sees no improvement. Then he notices deep sock marks every evening. He reduces salty packaged foods, raises his legs before dinner, takes short walks after sitting, and records bathroom trips. His sleep does not become perfect overnight, but the pattern finally makes sense. That understanding matters. The practical step begins before bedtime. Elevate your legs for 20 to 30 minutes in the late afternoon or early evening, ideally before dinner. Keep the legs comfortably raised, not painfully stretched. This helps some pooled fluid return earlier while you are still awake and able to urinate before bed. Movement helps too. If you sit for long periods, stand and walk for a few minutes every hour. Calf muscles act like a pump. When they contract, they help push fluid upward instead of letting it settle around the ankles. Then check sodium. Look at labels on canned soups, frozen meals, deli meats, sauces, and salty snacks. Many people focus only on water, while the real driver is salt holding water in the body all day. A simple dinner change helps. Choose lower sodium foods, avoid very salty evening meals, and keep large soups or broths earlier in the day when possible. Soup sounds gentle, but it is still fluid plus sodium. Now here is your 1-0-second tip. Before dinner, press one finger gently above your ankle for 5 seconds. Then look at the skin and your sock line. If a dent remains or the sock mark is deep, treat that evening as a fluid shift night. Elevate your legs before bed, avoid salty foods, and keep the last drink small. That one check does not diagnose disease. It gives you a clue. If swelling is new, one-sided, painful, severe, or linked with shortness of breath, chest pressure, or rapid weight gain, contact a doctor promptly. Nighttime urination also deserves medical attention when it starts suddenly, comes with burning, fever, blood in the urine, severe thirst, new leakage, worsening swelling, or major sleep disruption. Frequent nighttime urination is sometimes linked to prostate enlargement, diabetes, urinary tract infection, sleep apnea, heart problems, kidney problems, or medications such as diuretics. A urologist looks at the whole pattern, not only the bladder. That is the point. The strongest plan is not one trick before bed. It is a system. Stop large drinks too close to sleep. Move hydration earlier. Reduce evening bladder irritants. Control salt. Move your legs and watch for fluid returning from the ankles when you lie down. Your body is not broken because it wakes you, it is giving you information. When you understand the timing, the kidney rhythm, and the hidden leg fluid shift, nighttime urination becomes less mysterious. It becomes something you can observe, adjust, and discuss with your doctor more clearly. And that is where real control begins. So let us bring this together. If you wake up at night to urinate, the answer is not simply to fear your bladder or stop drinking water. You learned the first layer. Large drinks too close to bed can overload the kidney's nighttime rhythm. You learned the second layer. Many older adults drink too little early, then catch up too late. And you learned the hidden layer. Fluid stored in the legs during the day can return to the bloodstream after lying down and become urine at night. That changes everything. It means your nighttime bathroom trips are often a message about timing, salt, circulation, medications, sleep quality, and aging physiology. It does not automatically mean your body is failing, but it does mean the pattern deserves attention, especially if it is sudden, painful, severe, or getting worse. Tonight, choose one habit. Set your fluid cutoff, keep the final drink small, and notice whether evening tea, alcohol, or soup is part of the pattern. Tomorrow, drink earlier in the day, especially before noon. This week, check your ankles, watch your salt, elevate your legs before dinner, and track your bathroom trips honestly. Small steps give you control. Better sleep protects more than the bladder. It supports memory, mood, energy, blood pressure, balance, and confidence when you get out of bed in the dark. Fewer unnecessary bathroom trips also means lower fall risk and a calmer morning. If this helped you understand nighttime urination more clearly, share this video with someone who wakes up again and again but does not know why. Subscribe to the channel so you can receive the next doctor-led senior health guidance as early as possible. And comment below with 2 things. How many times you wake up at night, and which first habit you will try: fluid cutoff, earlier water, less evening tea, lower salt, leg elevation, or checking prostate and medical causes with your doctor. Thank you for spending this time with me. Protect your sleep, respect your body's signals, and take the next small step towards steadier nights.